Hey, good afternoon, folks.
How
How
you
we
guys
doing?
doing?
Happy April 29th.
It's been ages, hasn't it?
Almost over. Yes,
Man,
it has.
it's been
Almost.
ages.
We're
Um,
almost in May, people.
Russ,
It's going fast. Summer's here. A beautiful day today, 80 degrees.
my birthday's actually next week.
Can you believe this?
Yeah, I can't.
Yo, we reached the 60s mark. We're in the 60s.
Yeah, I turn 60 next week.
We made
Anyway,
it.
so let's start talking here.
How we doing?
We don't really have anything planned today, okay? Because we were just kind of hanging out. We were like, we haven't done a show in a while. Let's just do one.
We've been
Now,
busy.
I've had an idea for a show that I might want to. I'm just going to throw it out there. You guys, let me know what you think. I think it's a pretty decent idea. But I was thinking of doing like a charity type show. Okay, so what I mean by that is, I see a lot of these shows have things called super chats and where like the viewers donate money to the people who are performing, like me and Kerry, for example. But what I'd rather do is I don't really want you to do that. What rather do is we'll do a show. We'll do it live. We'll pick a certain time each day, and maybe like 7 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock sometime, whatever. And we'll do a show like maybe 2 3 times a week. We'll do as much as possible, and we'll pick a different charity. And while we're doing the show, you guys can donate directly to that charity, not through us. We don't want any of your money, okay? So you guys donate to the charity and then put up in our comments, what you donated, and we'll keep a running tally and figure out at the end of the night what the charity gained from us, you know. And again, nobody's pushing you to do it. You don't have to do it, obviously.
No.
But it's just an idea.
And of course, we named some of the charities already.
What's happening is I'm seeing this St. Jude's thing a lot,
Yes. Very
and
sad.
it really, really hits my heart, man. What gets
Because
me
more
is
kids are getting, sick, and more kids need more help now.
true. No,
Well, I'm one.
that's
Well,
absolutely
I'm
true.
one.
But what gets me about it is
Breaks my heart.
how they can be so happy,
Yes.
and yet the average person walking down the street is just like
Miserable.
miserable.
Like my
And
neighbor.
yeah, well, exactly. And Kerry had the cops go to his house because he was playing his drums at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Anyway, there was his neighbor. His neighbor was just being
My
an
neighbor
asshole.
called the police. A noise control, playing electronic drum set. 1 o'clock in the afternoon, not 1 in the morning.
William Bonney over here, Billy the Kid.
So the police came and they asked me if I could lower it. I said, I can, but I'm not going to.
Yeah. I can lower it, I can raise it, I can do whatever you need me to do.
But in all this, you're allowed to do it. The cop even said, go ahead, rock on, whatever. But like you were just saying, people are unhappy people, miserable people like that.
I'm so
And then you
ridiculous.
see your Shriner, those kids are always happy,
Yeah,
smiling.
they're like,
The St. Jude kids are always smiling.
that kid Alex, man. That kid Alec or Alex, whatever his name is, the one, he's got kind of a chubby face.
Mm-hmm.
And that other kid who has osteo imperfecto, which means like his bones are real brittle.
Right.
And he's had like over 200 breaks. The kid is smiling. The
Every
kid
day.
Alec goes to school. He goes to college. I mean, this is phenomenal. And yet we have the nerve
Right.
to turn around and go, oh, my life's hard. Oh my God, our life just, our steak wasn't cooked well enough last night. It's like, come on, man.
I know a guy, no lie, at my job where I work. Guy went home. Didn't come back for days. He got arrested. You know what he got arrested for? He went home. His wife didn't dust by the TV. He had dust around the TV, so he freaked out.
Wow.
And then I was like, no. You couldn't just take a rag and just fucking wipe it? They had a fight, and the boy gets arrested.
Yeah.
Over dust.
But it's not even just that.
No, but it's stupidity.
Gary, it's even like listen. Let's talk about the protesters for a minute. Okay, let's go with that. So anyway, but really, that's my idea for a show, and it would be like for Wounded Warriors. It would be like for St. Jude's, right? Shriners, and we do a different one each night.
Right.
And like when I say donate, I just mean like $1 or $2. I don't mean like $50, $70, $100. I just mean $1 or $2. So if you like the show we'll be doing, donate $1. You know what I mean? $1 ain't gonna hurt anybody. 50 cents a quarter, I don't care. But it's just to give some more awareness to it because it's already a well-known, charity.
Yeah.
But it's just to give it a little more awareness, and it's just any help at all is better than nothing.
Right.
It might be your dollar that creates the cure. It might be your dollar. Your dollar might be the $1 that pushes people over, that pushes the remedy over. Anyway, regardless.
And you're getting the help anyway with our donations.
Now, so what I want to say about these protesters is, This protest situation is absurd, first off, because they're fighting with people who can't do anything.
Right.
In other words, when a Jewish person is walking down the street and one of the Palestinian forever or whatever they're called starts giving them a hassle, even if they could turn this person's mind to make them think the way they're thinking,
or she can't do anything about it.
there's nothing they can do.
They can't call them.
All they can do is turn around and say, "You're right." That's it. There's absolutely nothing else they can. Are they going to call Netanyahu? Are they going to go, "Baby, listen, baby, I was walking down the street and this guy gave me all my time, so you just got to stop."
Listen, baby, yeah, can you please,
I mean,
man?
it's the stupid.
I can't walk on the sidewalk.
Yeah, I mean, they're spitting at me, they're pushing me,
BB, come on.
And Netanyahu would be like, "Well, maybe we can do somehow work something out." No, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Right. That's why he's so stupid, like my brother had just said.
It's like getting into a car accident, and instead of you going yelling at the driver of the car that hit you, you go and yell at his dog in the back seat. I mean, the dog didn't do a damn thing, and he can't do anything about it.
Right.
He's not going to call the insurance for you. He's not calling cops. He's not taking pictures. He's not doing anything. The same thing applies to these people who are getting shit from the protesters.
Right.
There's no reason for it. It's dumb. It's dumb. And
but
the other
no
thing,
Jewish person can do anything here about it. You can't do anything about it.
But the other thing about this is you're creating animosity that's going to carry long after this is over with.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And that's the mistake. And I would push you back to the idea of Crown Heights back with Dinkins. And explain to you how bad that was and how long that took to get over.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be worse.
1992.
This is going to be worse because that was about one particular sect of people, Orthodox, etc. But this is about everybody.
All American.
Yeah, this is about everybody. It's
a problem.
It's a problem, but you know what it is? It's
very sad problem.
It's lack of vision. They can't see what they're doing. They're actually making things worse for themselves.
Yeah.
By acting this way. And the truth is, majority of them have no idea
what they're talking about.
Right. If you pull 5 of them out and ask them, I'll give you a couple of questions.
Genocide.
Ask them what genocide means. Majority don't know that. Okay. They asked a professor, and he didn't know what it was. He said, "I'll have to get back to you." Okay. That's number one. Okay. So let's talk now. Number 2. The second part of this would be they asked them, do you know what from the river to the sea means? And they have no idea. They have no idea. None whatsoever. Then they'll ask you, from what river to what sea?
They don't know.
And they can't answer that either. They don't know what they're talking about. They're freaking ducks.
They just show you how stupid they are, right?
The way a duck follows one behind the other, they just keep walking like that together. That's what they do.
Waving that little flag.
That's what they do. That's it.
And when you ask them a question, they don't know.
They have no idea.
They don't know.
Today, the sad part about this whole thing is, it's reflective upon what's out there in terms of what your college is teaching, what your educational system is teaching.
Yes.
Do you know the
professors are standing with the students?
No, but on Fox News, there's a guy on Fox. He's Jesse Waters. I forget his name now. He's Jesse Waters' assistant. And he went up and he asked a question. He asked, these are college kids, understand? This is college we're talking about. How much is 4 times 15? He got 48. He got 36. He got 4 times 15. It's the easiest thing in the fucking world. It's 60. It's not hard. Okay?
No.
It's the easiest. I mean, it's ridiculous. Not one of these college kids got it right.
Right.
The closest was 63. That was the closest answer.
And their parents paying $60 a year.
They asked. There's another guy who I
That's
really.
A good one,
well, I wish I had this guy's name on the top of my head, but I don't. There's a guy who literally goes to these campuses and just asks college kids questions that would normally be questions.
Yes.
And I'll tell you honestly, I got so inspired by that I started doing it just in my not for show, but just for my own private fun, you know. And what I would do is I'd ask 3 questions to like college kids when I would come, not in a nasty way, just do you mind if I ask you a couple questions? And I asked 3 questions. 2 of the questions have the exact same answer. And the third question, well, actually all 3, you should know the answer to all 3 by 3rd grade. But third grade, you should know the answer to all three of these questions. Okay, the first one was, who was the father of our country?
Father knows best.
Who was the father of our country? Real easy, George Washington,
There you
right?
go.
Who's on a $1 bill? Same person, George Washington. Now, you would think a $1 bill they handle every day, and they don't know that. Okay, so wait. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm really getting dry. I got aggressive soda. It's over there. I thought, you see my name, how it says Ed in blue? I thought that was my soda. Anyway, and the third one was, who is the most famous traitor? Not trader, traitor in history. Excuse me 1 second.
Right, not traitor, traitor. Come on, wait for you to answer, people.
Oh my gosh. Well, just think of eggs. What kind of eggs are served with hollandaise sauce? Benedict, Arnold. Okay, that's your third answer. So the two answers are George Washington, and the third answer is Benedict Arnold.
Some people don't even know the first three words of our government, like the first three words in our government. We the people.
Right. In order to
well, you asked them that.
In order to form a more perfect union, I could do the whole thing for you.
Right. But you asked somebody what's the first, they don't know.
It's because they don't teach civics anymore.
There you go.
That's what it is.
We
They don't teach civics.
Like in Bladen's house, we the people.
Howard Johnson. If you haven't seen Blazing Saddles, watch it. Okay, I'll be honest with you. It's probably a little corny right now because, again, it's 60 years old.
That's a great.
I think it's from the 70s, if I'm right.
Yeah, 74.
Yeah, something like that. So they're almost 60 years old.
1974.
It's 50 years old. So anyway, but it still translates well.
You're right.
There's a couple of really, really good parts to it. I love when Cleavon Little takes the gun and puts it to him. He goes, "Take one more step, I'll kill him." And the other guy goes, "I think he means it."
He's serious.
You have to, you have to understand. What it is this town, Rockridge. There's a nefarious guy who wants to take it over because he wants to.
Harvey Korman.
Right. Exactly.
He's the best.
Because he wants to control the train. And what happens is, in order for him to do that, he's got to get the original sheriff out of there and put his own sheriff in. But it's got to be someone that the people are going to not want to be around. So he puts a black guy in there. And this is like the height of prejudice and stuff back then,
Yeah, really, but a great movie.
So Cleavon Little, who is the sheriff, gets backed into a corner by this mob of white guys with guns.
Yeah, they whip out all their guns.
So he takes out his own gun and he puts it to his throat, and out the side of his mouth he goes, "Get away, I'll kill him." The other guy, one of the guys in the house, he goes, I think he's serious. You got to see it. It's actually really funny.
And the lady goes, "Anybody got to help that guy?"
Later on, there's a lady, which I don't know if you can even get this, but and again, I'm not a fan of the N-word, believe me, but it was just the way it was used in this conversation.
Oh, the old lady?
Yeah, the old lady. So
he goes out to visit.
Right. Early, he's trying to make friends with the town, and he comes across this really sweet-looking old lady, and she says, "Oh, good morning." So she goes, I'm not going to say it, okay? I don't want to offend anybody, but she goes something to the effect of, up yours, you N-word. So later on, after he saves the town, she comes back in and she goes, "I hope you'll have the grace to accept my apology. And please don't tell anybody that I'm apologizing, okay?"
She brings him a pie.
Yeah, right. She brings him an apple pie. Anyway, I don't even know if you can still get that version. So, but getting back to these protesters, okay? The protesters. What a protest is about, if you go back to a couple of my other shows, I've told you before, it's social. That's all it is. It's all about socialism.
Because they don't know what you're protesting.
It's socialistic. Being socialist. Not socialist like, that's right, being socialist.
But the sad part is they're yelling death to America.
If they were named Mark, I could say Marxist.
And they're yelling death to America in their own country.
But that's the funniest part is, all of these, if you go there and you take a toll of how many people there are under the age of, let's say, 28.
28, right.
And then you ask them what they identify as in terms of male, female, non-binary, whatever. Ask them how long they think they'd be alive in anywhere except Israel.
This was the only
In that section
democratic
of the world.
democracy in the Middle East.
They'd be dead. They'd be dead.
They step 1 foot in Palestine land, they're getting stoned right away.
I saw a
Right
guy on stage, okay, dressed in a dress with makeup and everything else, and he had a sign that said "Queers for Palestine." Now, if you pull that sign out in Palestine, you're getting killed.
You're getting stoned right away.
You're getting stoned, not in a good way. Not like nobody's lighting up.
You're not smoking.
Nobody's lighting up as you.
Right.
It's just, it's so absurd.
That's how stupid they are here. And really, like you said before, we were talking, because we're watching the news protests, most of they're out, there's gays, lesbians, and go to Palestine, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
There's
go
only
to Iran, go ahead.
As I said, there's only one place in that section of the country that's tolerant to a different lifestyle. Only one. And you're protesting against it. You're protesting against it. The one place that would accept
democracy.
It's like
the
that.
Middle East.
It's like that phrase. I wouldn't join a club that would have me as a member. You know what I mean? It's like
there you go.
It's so stupid. I wish I understood.
No.
Anyway.
Well, like you said, it's just a socialism to get together because
it's
really
just being social.
There's no need to protest. If you just look at the questions that people are asking and the answers they come up with.
And if it's not the social factor, they're actually being paid to be there as well.
Yes.
Okay. You don't believe that? Look at the tents. All of the tents are exactly the same.
They look like they got them from Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yeah, they would have had to all have gone to the same store.
Right.
And that store would have had to have an unlimited supply.
Right.
Where most stores keep maybe 5 or 6 tents.
Right.
It's 30.
Right.
30. There's no store that has 30.
And they're all the same tents but different colors.
They could have had it come on Amazon. I'll give you that. That's a possibility.
Right.
So I'm really
But somebody's doing it though. Somebody is, and we all know who it is. Everybody knows who it is. You know, paying these people to do it and buying the tents and all that. And wait a minute, didn't they get food and water and everything?
Well, they come. I don't mean to say this, and I'm not goofing or anything, but
somebody's.
You hear about them making this long trip here in the hot sun and then this and that, and they get here and they're like 110 pounds overweight. I don't freaking understand that, man. I'm 155. I live here. I live where there's fucking food.
I'm only 140.
I live where there's fucking food, and I don't overeat. I don't engorge myself. These people supposedly just made a trek through the most dangerous areas. They didn't have food. They ate for days, and yet they look healthy. And they're wearing they're wearing like sneakers that are $180, $200. They got iPhones. They got. I don't understand it.
They got more than we do.
And what we really have to do is define this word asylum, seeking asylum. And there's no such thing as an economic reason that falls into the asylum category.
Nope.
Just isn't. So when you hear them say, when you say to them, what are they coming here? I'm coming here for a better job. That's not asylum. If that was the case, and you can do that, but you got to do it the right way. You got to come fill out the same paperwork that everybody else did.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, matter of fact, I'm doing a protest every Wednesday in my neighborhood because we have a shelter there, and it was supposed to be for a learning center for young children. They took that away, and of course they put single men in there. So now I've been at this protest twice already. So this is what we're protesting is, listen, you're taking education away from children in a place. And you put single men. There's not one woman in that place. I lived there. I've seen men coming in and out of there. Not one woman with children.
We're going to make this a real short one today, so it's only going to be like, I don't know how long we had it now, like 20 minutes or something like that. We're going to make it a quick one today. But I just want to say this. If you know anybody who's protesting, okay, if you know anybody who's out there, try to sit them down and explain to them that there's nothing wrong with them protesting. They can say what they hate. That's perfectly great.
As long as it's peaceful.
That's perfectly great. But what you can't do is to take an innocent person's life and make it hell.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
And an innocent person is anyone who's on that street, whether they believe in what you believe or not.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
And you don't know what they believe in because you can't read their mind.
But they have a right to believe whatever they want.
Right.
But bear in mind that they can do absolutely nothing. Even if you got them to agree with you. If they turn around and say, you know what?
Right.
You're the most brilliant person on the face of the earth. I get your point. It's wonderful. I understand it. It's fantastic. They can't
Call
do anything
BB.
to change it.
Right, they can't call BB.
Anyway, with that, we're out of here, guys. Have a great day.
Just say, be safe.
Done? Say goodnight, Kerry.
Good night, Gary.